It's an ML Sports Take here, brought to you by our good friends at Batavia Downs Gaming and St. Bonaventure University's online Masters in Journalism. Thanks as well to partner friends of the program, Mark Alberti, Dan Davidson Jr., Dan Davidson Sr., and Matt Motika. The Bonnies finish the regular season under 500, losing today to Davidson 68-63, just a complete collapse of a season, disaster, off the rails, losing on the road, at home. Consistently inconsistent, and boy, did we see that exact thing in this game, right? I mean, when you go back to the point in time where it was like a 10-point lead for Davidson, you know, it was the under 8, and you're like, even if Bonaventure gets some offensive possessions and climbs back in this thing, which they did, right? Caden Charles cut the lead to 4, and it seemed like it was another Caden Charles willing the Bonnies to have a chance in this game, right? More on him in a second. But it was 2:31 left with a Davidson timeout, and the Bonnies were right back in it. And you just kind of, again, have the same thought over and over and over again. How are they going to lose this game? How are they going to lose this game? And in the first half, the Bonnies were down 36-33, right, at halftime. Mitchell led scorers, with 12, 5 of 8. But again, and this would be for the people who are not, they don't mind the Mark Schmidt move today. I'm going to do more on Mark as standalone stuff. I did one earlier today. I'll do more on Mark later. I'm not going to, this is just the recap thing and get out. But, there were a lot of spot things that happened again in this game, right? Like the first half, you had Joe G kind of like dribbling in between his legs. Like, what are you doing? He loses the ball out of bounds. In the second half, the last 4 or 5 minutes, the last 2-3 minutes, right when they got back to within 4, again, possessions going away. Bunch of times in the second half, offensive possessions were so bad that the Bonnies got down by that double-digit deal. I mean, Bowen was terrible today. Simmons was terrible. When you go 6 of 21 with your 2 guards, and they give you 16 but look terrible doing it. That puts you right back, right? Bowen, a couple of times, he's right there point blank, 4 feet, 5 feet from the rim. He beats his guy and he just shoots. He doesn't make it. Offensive execution has been a huge problem. Now, people are going to come at me and go, well, what about defensive execution? Frankly, this game should have been in the mid to high 70s for the amount of wide open 3-pointers I saw both teams take in the first half. My God, I mean, every single time you turned around, it was like, Bonner went 5 for 18 from 3. Davidson goes 6 of 25. My goodness, it was 28% for Bonner and 24% 3 from Davidson. So just kind of, again, you get within 4, and then it's like poor offensive possession. You have chance after chance. Can somebody get a rebound? Can somebody box out? Can somebody find an angle, a closeout, a help situation to be able to get a board when it matters the most? Again, it's one thing after another with this team. It has been the entire season. 3 guys in double figures, Agbunaway, Mitchell, and Charles. Again, they talked about on the telecast 48,000 times about the Mark Schmidt thing. The analysts at the half were decent. Dalen Cuff, I've worked with a couple times at ESPN doing soccer, believe it or not. And McCall there, I think, who talked about, experiences in the town and going to dinner and all that, I thought had some pretty good, analysis on it. But, these games on USA Network and some of these other places where, you watch your team and you know your team pretty well. I mean, even the fans of the Bonnies and some alum, I would say, know the team way better than the color analyst, for example. I mean, he's going on and on in the second half. Well, I love the Bonnies, and they move the ball, and they do this and they do that. It's like, bro, they're 500. Like, what have you been watching? You've been on multiple games this year. I mean, again, some of the stuff these color analysts come up with, I just thought about how much I would have loved to have a chance today to talk about, Schmidt and when he took over. And, I graduated in 2002, and shortly after that, like a lot of the momentum like kept going, believe it or not. You still felt pretty good about the program, even with Jim Barron leaving. Van Bredikoff comes in. You think you're getting a ton of recruits, Mr. Ohio basketball, Mike Gansey. Things are pretty exciting. I'm only a few years removed, and it's all of a sudden, bang, this national story that Jameel Terrell takes a welder certificate, from Bonna in Georgia, and it's goodbye Wickenheiser, goodbye Van Bredikoff, goodbye all these people. And it's like, oh my God, like, is there going to be a program? Is it, if there is, it's D2. If it's D1, are they out of the A10? Are they even a program at D2, D3? We didn't know. And Schmidt came in and saved them and all the rest. And it would have been great, to be able to kind of talk about a golden era of when I was there and then after the fact. And, and that's why I do it here. But thinking about it is like a big level, and it just sometimes drives me crazy. Like, I don't know what some of these national, like these broadcasters, I understand sometimes it's they're a former athlete and they get a color gig or whatever the case may be, but whatever, the business is the business, and it's I'm the business, right? I should print t-shirts for people in sports media, just the business. In fact, I had lunch with my guy Kevin Rich a couple weeks ago, and we talked about just the business, about how much BS is in it and all that. Some of these people on these national broadcasts all the time calling these games and going to a town and just, kind of, I don't know, talking about the team that, they kind of quasi know about, even doing books and books of research on it. It's, maybe the books of research aren't being done. I don't know. But if they are, it's still a shell of what could be talked about. But I was texting with my guys today and during the whole game, like my man Owen Gregg, Dan Davidson, Matt Motika, we're texting about everything, right? And Dan and I just kind of looking back, and we were roommates sophomore year, and how grateful we were to be a part of one of the golden eras of Bonaventure basketball, right? And bringing in these big time players. And I'm going to do more on this probably later this week too, but I just don't know how good I feel about the future, regardless of if I don't agree or disagree with the Mark Schmidt thing. I really don't. I'm kind of stuck in the middle because I do realize he's nowhere near the coach he was. I realize that a lot of these philosophies are brutal. This team, I think, had a lot more talent than the results showed this year. They were quickly out of focus, quickly out of a lot of things. Is that portal? Is it NIL? Is it Schmidt? Is it all of it together? Probably. Did they quit at some point during the season? Probably a little of that too. But like, even if you bring somebody in, like, are they going to do at least what Mark Schmidt did? Probably not. And if they have 6, 7, 8 win seasons, what are you going to do? And Woj went out and tried to get creative this year with the certain players that he brought in. I love Caden Charles. Mitchell was a beast for a lot of the year. By the way, Frank Mitchell late in the game, like, he has the ball down low and just go right up with it, man. And for all the points and all the rebounds this guy got this year, how many cheapies did this guy miss in A10 play? I mean, he's down there at the rim all A10 season long. Fordham, LaSalle, both Richmond games. In this game down the stretch, in the clutch. Like, dude, go up with the ball. And he went 7 of 14 and had 13 rebounds and had 16 points. And you're going to look at it as a box score. And if you didn't watch the game, he had a really good game. He did. And he's bailed him out of some first halves. He was pretty good in this game here. But again, the coaching not maximizing him with that skill set, bringing him out all the time and these screens and putting him in the corners and dumping it to him when you know that double team's coming. You can see the guy almost come over while the pass is going down low. All those things happened all season, but also him missing the chippies happened all season, right? And that's a problem. That's a big deal. Like, it's almost like you want to just give it to him when he can expose one-on-one and maximize his skill set. Yes, that's on Schmidt. That's on the coaches. There's been a lot of different things too. Again, motivation-wise, I was down there for the St. Louis game, and I saw, Mark kind of, there were different expressions, and you can tell things from people's body language and how he was kind of leaning against the scores table and this and that and the other thing. And I'm not going to read tons into it, but again, I'm not sure I'm all the way one way or the other. I also think this is a brutal era that we're in. There's no P45 money. There's no oil money. There's no football money. I mean, Bonaventure, middle of nowhere, and we know the challenges of this program. And, did you feel this way when the academic fraud happened and Schmidt came in? You're like, who's this guy from Robert Morris? I have no idea what's going to happen. Saves the program, 3 tournament bids later, 2 A10 Coach of the Year deals later, bunch of 20-win seasons later. You're like, oh my God, build the statue, right? I mean, we probably did feel like that 20 years ago, right? But we're feeling it again for a different reason, because now we're in this whole different climate. And how much of, and this isn't to defend Mark talking about NIL portal, it's just, this is to defend all coaches with NIL portal. Tony Bennett's not coaching. Jay Wright's not coaching. Those are Hall of Fame coaches. Why aren't they coaching? They don't want to deal with the bullshit. So, you know, there's so much here. You know, it was kind of a sad day for me, a little bit of an emotional day. I've had Mark on shows a bunch of times. I wish I could have had him on more the last couple of years, but again, people don't return emails. You know, and we'll have to see what goes on moving forward with this program. You know, we know who the candidates are right now. I don't know if the grass is going to get greener in Olean by bringing in somebody else and all the rest. I mean, should you have let Mark finish out the tenure and then said, hey, you got to change some philosophies. We're going to go in a different direction with, like, I don't know what you do. I don't know if you bring in a specialized offensive assistant to help Mark, but then again, egos get in the way and it's Mark's playbook and look at all the money Mark's made. And, you know, he's done well there, obviously, but again, he saved the program. So you look at, you look at all these things, and, you know, a lot of times people say, well, two things can be true at the same time. Well, sometimes 8 things can be true at the same time. I'd like to believe that what I'm saying right now, every single thing could be true. But this was just another, I mean, it's almost fitting that they lost this game at home in a consistently inconsistent way where just a bunch of guys don't show up offensively. They don't guard the 3. Davidson should have made at least 7 or 8 more 3-pointers in this game. They get 0 out of like half the roster, right? Guys don't look right together. They're not gelling. How about the end of the game too, where it's like a 2-possession game? And Bonaventure, they're just bouncing the ball on the outside, taking their sweet-ass time. I mean, are you joking right now? There's 27 seconds on the clock. Do you think you have 5 minutes left to try to come back in this game? I mean, what is happening? And I don't know. I didn't even peek to the baseline. My bad. But, like, was Schmidt screaming at him? Was it like, go, go, go? Was there an urgency? I mean, this team has been so unglued and so unconnected for weeks and months on end. And again, part of that is Schmidt. It's something, not everything, but God almighty, this team has been absolutely dreadful to watch. I mean, I go into these games, I dread watching these games. I mean, they're on at noon today. I'm like, ugh, well, at least it'll be over by 2:15. I mean, that's what I said. So, listen, we love the Bonnies. All of you love the Bonnies. I love the Bonnies. We always will love the Bonnies. And I'm not trying to, like, throw extra, like, dirt on the burial and extra like gloom and doom and extra like gray clouds on everything and like the world's ending, and I'm not doing that. But if you were to tell me that a new head coach comes in and with the climate we have, NIL portal, Schmidt done, blah, 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 getting recruits, trying to gel every single year, the challenges, the money, the location, the school, no football, all these different things, and the problems that Bona's always had and the challenges, now they're maximized because of the era we're in. I mean, what is this program going to be now? What is it going to be? You're going to win one A-10 tournament and get to the NCAAs every 20 years? Go to a couple NITs over the course of 20 years? Or is it going to be like this most of the time? 500, can't compete with even A-10 teams with a bigger budget than you, don't have some of the facilities that they have, you know, again, don't have as good a coaching now. And again, Schmidt wasn't as good as some of the coaches the last few years. I get that. But I'm just saying over the sustainable time, the 20 years, Schmidt was, when they were at their best, he was arguably the best coach in the A-10 or one of the couple best. And he won A-10 Coach of the Year because of it. He took a program to 3 A-10s. He got Andrew Nicholson. He got all these different players. Obviously, that time is over. But, like, unless they strike lightning in a bottle, I mean, I don't know. I look at the future and I'm like, I don't know. I don't feel great. I just don't. That's not to say that I'm not rooting for people. But again, I look at situation, climate, NIL portal, and the world we're in, and players shuffle in and out all the time, chemistry, new coach. And you never know. Maybe something will click. Maybe something will work. Maybe somebody comes in, there's a different philosophy, and, you know, they can get a couple of these guys to stay 2 years, 3 years. But that's hard, too, because if you go find a Melvin Council from Wagner, not even Mark Schmidt could get him to stay. He comes in, has a really good year, black bag at Kansas. I'm starting to... college basketball, man. I don't know. College basketball, college football. Starting to dwindle a little bit. So went a little long today. I'll dive in more in future stuff and Schmidt and all that, in the coming days. I will be quite honest with everybody. Right when they lose in the A10 tournament, which will probably be after the first game. I mean, the way they look today, I mean, I don't know if these guys are going to have any oomph to try to go do this thing. I mean, it would be, it would be so sweet if they went on a ridiculous miracle, Buster Douglas miracle on ice run and won the whole thing. I mean, that would just be so poetic if they were able to do that. And you go back to Mark Schmidt and be like, hey, man, I think you might still be out, but you just won the A10 tournament again. Like, I don't know. You want to hang out at the Burton for a while and chat? What are you doing tomorrow night? I got reservations at the Barrel, man. You want to go? Hang out? Want to go hang out? We'll post game at the brewery, post game at the Hickey Tavern, post game at the Hickey. Who's the $5 cover band tonight? You want to go down there and that would be like the ultimate freaking 25-26 Bonnies. To go 500 in the regular season, look like shit most of the time, have a great freaking non-con, be down by a few points against North Carolina at halftime, come back to beat Colgate, have to come back to beat Lemoyne, shit the bed in the A10, go 500, completely off the rails season. What were they, 11-2? They go 4 and my God, they go 4-14 in their last 18. Is that the right math? And then they go win the A10 tournament. Zero chance of that, by the way. If they win that tournament, I am all in on everything from now on. The Bills are going to win 3 Super Bowls in a row. The Sabres are going to the playoffs this year, and they're going to win the Cup. That's it. They're going to win the Cup. And the Bills are going to win. And you know what? The Bills are going to win 12 Super Bowls if the Bonnies win the A10 tournament, right? All kidding aside, probably going to take a good bit of time away from the videos, just because there's a lot of other things going on too. But right when the A10 thing ends, I'll probably do what I usually do in terms of taking, unless something really, really big comes up. Obviously, if they hire a new head coach, that will be a content thing for you. And I know that a lot of people still kind of search the alumni pages, Just go to my YouTube page. Just subscribe to the YouTube page at ML Sports Platter. Follow me on Facebook. Hit the follow button. You'll get them all in the feed. You'll get them all on YouTube. You'll get them all on the X. You'll get the links. You'll get everything that you want. It's just these alumni pages are so brutal. I might try to go back and join on it, but what happens is sometimes the admin doesn't approve, and I got to go message the admin. Sometimes they don't get it, then 2-3 days go by, and I'm losing. It's just a pain in the ass. Or I post the thing, and it won't do the proper thumbnail with the picture thing and look professional. It'll just have a link with some black thing at the bottom. I'm sick of it. So just follow the YouTube page, subscribe there, hit the subscribe button on the YouTube, and of course, hit follow on Facebook and Instagram, and go from there. And you'll see the links all over the place. It's easy to find stuff now. You don't have to go all over it. Oh my gosh, where is this? Whatever. Worst case scenario, Google my name, YouTube, boom, and you go to the channel and you'll find it right close to the top. So again, thanks to Stumble and Monkey Brewing Company and St. Bonaventure University's online masters in journalism, as well as partner friends Mark Alberti, Dan Davidson Jr. and Sr., and Matt Motika. Next up, the A10. Yay. As I always tell you, enjoy the games.